Get your RANE One MKII or any other DJ gear from my friends at thedjhookup.com. What's up, passionate DJs? Today, it's my absolute privilege to bring you the RANE One MKII. Now, the original RANE One came out a couple of years ago, and when it did, I thought to myself, man, this isn't the first time I've seen motorized platters on a DJ controller, but it really felt like the first one that was really, made for the turntablist in mind. The RANE One MKII is a serious device, and I'm looking forward to bringing it to you today. There are a couple of new changes over the original RANE One. One of them is that there are hardware effects now built onto the board. Stems has really hit the mainstream since the original RANE One was released, and they fit really well on this device. We get a little bit of relocation of the controls, including an addition of these secondary pad buttons at the top right, which double as stems controls if you ask me. And you get upgraded up faders. These are precision feel faders, which are premium level faders that RANE provides. So today we're going to deep dive into this MKII and talk more specifically about what's different about it compared to the other one, and talk about who this thing might be for, and see some great scratching from Fatty and his friends along the way. I'm David Michael, and this is Passionate DJ. The first thing that I want to comment on, just like I did with the original RANE One, is that this thing just has exceptional build quality. Right here, this little spinny bit is the motor that turns the platters, and then this very tiny bit in the middle also spins independently, your little spindle there, and that's what connects to your vinyl platters like this with a little lock, and that's how it can tell the difference between the motor spinning and your record spinning. Just like before, big old solid chunks of metal. Really nice to see that these, they could have really cheaped out with some plastic things here, but they haven't. They really feel like proper turntables. There are two little pegs on the underside. You want to align them with the pegs right here. Then put on your slip mat. Now, optionally, you can put on one or more of these little O-ring things here, and they will give you additional slip if you like an extra slippy surface when you're scratching. Put the platter on top. Spin it until it clicks, and you're good to go. The RANE One MKII was released at a rather reasonable price. It costs $14.99 US, and I think you'll agree after seeing this video that it's worth every penny. Now, should you decide that this is the DJ controller for you, head down to the comment section and click the link to buy yours directly from the DJ Hookup. With friendly DJs and experts in the chat, ready to help with anything you need, the DJ Hookup is your guy on the inside. And as the highest rated DJ and pro audio store online, they are obsessed with customer experience. The DJ Hookup offers a best price guarantee, free shipping, 90-day returns, and even financing options if you need them. And not to mention, by supporting the people who support us here at Passionate DJ, you're helping make more of these great reviews happen. Now, they're currently on a mission to expand their product lines into new and exciting brands, and I'm looking forward to reviewing those product lines. So here's what you do. Head on over to thedjhookup.com or click the link down below. And thanks so much to the DJ Hookup for sponsoring this video. Now, speaking to the general look of the RANE One MKII, I really like the white finish on the thing. We've seen a lot of special editions that come out that are, white or a different color, but usually that's the only change that comes out. RANE decided to release a sort of high contrast version of the RANE One. Admittedly, it's easier to see in a darker environment, and because it's this sort of matte finish, I think that it does a better job of hiding fingerprints, though maybe it will show more dirt over time. It's going to be one of those choose your poison things. Now up here you see the effects section, and as I mentioned before, The effects are now built into the RANE One, which is pretty neat because it will work with external sources. And there are other advantages as well. For example, there's typically just higher quality effects than you'll get with software. But on top of that, if you're trying to do stems and main effects and channel effects and filters and all sorts of things at the same time, and maybe you don't have the newest, most up-to-date laptop around, well, now your laptop doesn't have to worry about doing the effects because they're done on the board. If you choose, because as you can see right here, there's a button right here that says hardware/software effects, and it's easy to switch back to the old way by just hitting that button. So if it's orange, you know that you're using Serato effects, and if that's your preference, no harm, no foul. Here you see the brand new OLED screen. It's nice and sharp and readable, and it makes it easy to see the parameters of your effects. And it's easy to change them now that you have this knob right here, the parameter knob, this encoder, and then this little joystick here. If you move it up and down, it changes the beat division of your effects, and if you turn it left and right, it changes the BPM. You can select from your hardware effects presets here, or of course you can select different effects to apply to them. There are 29 in all, and you also get 4 channel effects. You always had a filter here before, and you still have that filter, but now you get 3 additional effects, and here's what they sound like.
There's only one thing I hope you can help me find. Oh, but you only want me super casually. Oh, no. Is it enough to see you only want me in the way?
So since the original RANE One was released, stems have hit the mainstream in a big way, and of course they've made their way here to the Mark II. So if you look over here, you can see that you can use the new acapella and instrumental buttons here to easily toggle the vocals in music on and off, and this is similar to other controllers such as the RANE 4.
But you only want me. Oh, no. Is it enough to see?
Now there's also a stems level mode. If you hold the shift button and push Q, then your EQ knobs will turn into stems level knobs, and you can use these to easily mix your vocals, your melody and bass, and your drums levels to the precise level of your choice. Or you could use your beat pads here to access stems. You can simply enable and disable the various stems using the 8 beat pads under each deck, and this is common practice on many controllers.
I hope you can help me find. Oh, but you only want me super casually. Oh, no. You only want me in the weekend.
Now these various modes make it really easy for you to access stems in the way that makes the most sense to you, while of course not being too invasive to the overall design. Now there are also 2 new stems related modes. One is called stem roll, and this is a repeating roll effect applied to individual stems such as vocals.
How you play the game, how you play the game, how you play the game, how you play the how you play the right.
And then there's stem effects. These are transition or wash effects applied to individual stems, like an echo out. Now, in addition to the Mag 4 crossfader that was on the original RANE 1, RANE has also added upgraded what they call precision feel adjustable up faders here, and these are the same ones that are found on the RANE Performer. Now, all the faders here on the unit have customizable cut-ins, curves, and tension, which was also true of the original, but now the up faders match that premium level of quality that we find in the Mag 4 crossfader. Now, they also added a reverb and echo effect on mic 1.
Oh, hello. Oh, microphone 1. Oh, how fancy, microphone 1.
And there's now a dedicated sampler volume knob here on the front of the unit. They've taken the old touch strips, which used to be right here to the top right of each deck, and they've replaced it with these sort of secondary pad buttons. And by the way, you do still have pitch bend buttons down here, so if the platters aren't enough and you miss the touch strip, well, you still have another option to bend your tracks. But what if you want to have access to your hot cues all the time, but you still want to access stems? Well, this gives you a way to do that per deck. So down here, I've got my hot cues set up, and you'll notice that up here, the colors match the top row of my hot cues. But now I've changed this into stems mode, and I can use my stems down here while still accessing my hot cues up here. Though most likely you're going to do this the other way around. Switch this to stems mode, and then you can access your vocals, melody, bass, and drums right here, and have access to all 8 of your hot cues right there. I say this every time that I review something by RANE, but I love their paddles here. They're nice and heavy and chunky. They give just a satisfying click when you turn them on, and they flash when they're enabled. Really easy to use, really easy to grab, and if you're into paddle style effects, then this is definitely going to be on your short list of controllers. Here we now have an effects depth knob, and this just, adjusts the level of effects that you're applying to whichever track when it comes to your main effects. The looping setup right here, I give it an A-, but really this is just a matter of personal preference. I love a rotary encoder that you push in to enable a loop and twist left and right to adjust the size, but this is the next best thing, where you enable a loop by pushing a button, and then you can half or double it using the buttons below. So let's talk about the ports and connections on the RANE One MKII. You get 2 microphone inputs. These are XLR and 1/4-inch combo jacks. And as mentioned before, the Mic 1 does now have an available echo and reverb effect. You also have an RCA aux input. Here, as you can see, you get 2 external inputs, which are selectable between phono and line. Now, like I demonstrated earlier, your external inputs can have effects applied to them without the help of Serato, thanks to the new onboard effects. A ground peg is present in case you need it for your turntables. You get both an RCA and XLR main output and an XLR booth output. You get 2 USB ports, allowing you to connect 2 separate laptops at a time. And of course, this is great for B2B sets and DJ handovers and stuff like that. And you might expect to see USB-C here, but again, this Mark II is based on the original, and it probably didn't make sense to change it here. There's a switch which lets you choose between high and low torque. Personally, I just leave it on the high setting. And there's a regular IEC power cable here, which is nice because it means there's no separate brick to worry about. Any standard cable will do, but make sure to keep that fan vent clean so that the unit doesn't overheat. The fan is unnoticeably quiet, at least on a crispy new one. Looking at the front here, we have our dual microphone controls. Now, as you can see, they each have a 2-band EQ, and Mic 2 is shared with the aux input from the back. It's one or the other. Now here's our brand new level knob for the sampler, as well as our deck contour and crossfader contour controls. All of these faders are reversible for you hamsters out there. Now finally, we have our headphones controls. You can adjust your level and Q mix here, and split Q is available for those of you who like to divide those signals in your headphones. Small and large headphones ports are included, so you don't have to remember that damn adapter. So then, to start wrapping up, who is this controller for? Well, as a 2-channel DJ controller with high-torque motorized platters, the RANE One Mark II is obviously aimed squarely at the turntablist-style scratch DJ. Now, when I reviewed the original RANE One, I spent a few moments talking about value. And in today's world of rising costs, everything I said holds even more true for this Mark II. I'm honestly shocked that while other manufacturers are currently responding to tariffs and other economic shifts with raised prices, RANE has managed to keep this at a price point of $14.99. Honestly, this is a stunning value when compared to any equivalent setup that I can think of. Of course, the only real caveat is that you must be a Serato user. If you're already in the fold and you're a digital DJ who likes to scratch, the RANE One Mark II is a no-brainer. If you already own the original, you might not be compelled to upgrade unless access to stems is really important to you. With the Mark II, RANE has taken an already great controller and updated it to cater to modern expectations. And, that's exactly what a Mark II is for. Thankfully, the terrific guts of the original controller seem to be present here, and should make any Serato DJ happy for many years to come. And so there you have it, folks. That is the RANE One Mark II. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope that if you want to buy one of these, you go and pick yours up from the DJHookup.com, because they're the ones that made this video possible. The RANE One Mark II is a great device. I'm a little bit jealous that I don't get to keep it, even though I'm not the person that can do this type of device justice, which is why I always call Fatty Lumpkin in to help demo these things for you, because a lot of you scratch DJs are better at doing that than I am. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for more thorough, in-depth reviews of DJ gear just like this. And as always, keep on spinning.
Damn. Okay, there it was. Smoking.